Contrary to how it sometimes feels, appraisers aren't out to ruin deals. They are there to give their professional opinion of value on a property. However, we as real estate brokers can do things to help them along the way. That's what we're going to talk about today on our little video here. We're going to talk about how you can prepare an appraisal survival kit. So for those of you who haven't met me, my name is Chris Cox. I am the education director of a real estate school here in North Carolina called Level Up Learning. I also am a licensed mortgage loan originator, as well as, like I said, the education director and a real estate broker as well. So again, like I talked about, we are going to talk today about what you can do to help survive an appraisal. None of us want to make it happen. And what I found in my experience is that with this little bit of information, whatever we can get ahead of, we can sometimes save an appraisal from coming in low just by providing additional information. Because once that appraisal gets delivered to the lender, there's not much that's going to change that. You don't really have a lot unless there's something really egregious that the appraiser has done from a technical standpoint. You're not going to get that appraisal adjusted in most cases. Of course, can it happen? Absolutely, but it's not going to be a commonplace. So let's talk about what is in this survival kit. And if you stay to the end, I got a little special gift for you for anybody who stays to the end of this video. So if you, let's dive right into it. So let's see what we got. So what is in this appraisal survival kit? So the first thing, put it all in a presentation folder together, keep it all there, and put it with a sticky note on the kitchen island or somewhere. Let them know that it's there and that you prepared it for you. Put in a cover letter with whatever you think is going to be helpful, relevant information. Whether it was, hey, we did one open house, we had multiple offers on the property, without going into exact details of all those offers, but just, hey, let them know we were on this number of days, we had this number of showings, and this number of offers on it. Again, just information, and say, here I just put together this packet of information to help you find some of the stuff that I know that you're going to have to look up on it. So start with the cover letter. If you click in the description below, there will be a link to a PDF of this. In there will also be a copy, an example of a potential cover letter that you could use. Just add the MLS printout. Again, they're going to have access to all this information. They're going to have access to all of this information, really, but whatever you're able to provide them is going to help them just doing their legwork behind the scenes, and it just may have some, some help in proving your case on value for the property. Make sure you have a feature sheet if you've prepared one for the property with all the features of it. Again, in addition to the MLS printout. If you have a copy of the deed, which hopefully you do have at least access to make sure that your sellers are in fact the owners of the property, in the tax record. So whatever you have from the tax record that has the property ID and just the tax roll, and any of that information will be helpful. Include an offer to the offer to purchase in there. I know it's 17 or 18 pages wherever we're at now when you're watching this video, but just include that in there. Again, this is a one-time thing that you got to do. Hopefully, print all that out. Next thing is going to be comparables. Don't print out every comparable in the history of the world. Print out the 4 most relevant comparables that help support the valuation that you came up with. Of course, they're going to pull their own, but this is just giving them some insight into where your mind as the professional real estate broker was at when you priced this property. Again, appraiser's not out there to kill the deal. They just want to know where you were at, and without this information, they don't know necessarily where you were coming from to put that appraisal together. Next thing, add a floor plan in there. Just show your professional where your measurements came from, just so they can, again, verify it against what they come up with, because they are going to have to do, an estimate of square footage too, in a building drawing on the appraisal as well. List of major renovations. Of course, we know that these don't dollar for dollar return, but again, it's just extra artillery for the appraiser to potentially, help prove the valuation. Any deed restrictions, covenants, deed restrictions or easements, anything like that, just give that information. We know that stuff that they're going to have to find. If we can help find them, help find for them ahead of time, it's just, again, you're going to help ease the process for them, and hopefully they will take that into consideration when coming up with a valuation of the property. Last couple things there. One, the covenants, as we know, can be extremely long. Maybe just put a QR code just with a link that says, hey, you want to take a look at the restrictive covenants, the rules and regulations, they are here, and just have it linked to wherever you have those stored on your Google Drive or Dropbox or wherever you're storing those files nowadays. And then finally, if you're in a place, a location that is, maybe the house is in a flood zone, get that elevation certificate, and or probably more beneficial would be the letter of map amendment showing that the property is above the flood zone, and that would be why maybe flood insurance is not required or is lower than it would be. So just a bunch of things to help you as a real estate broker really just stand out, and just, again, just help the appraisers out. As I mentioned early on in this video, they are not here to kill the real estate deal. They just need some help sometimes in justifying the valuation. So as I promised, anybody who stays to the end, I was going to give you a little special. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, I do run a real estate school, and if you're watching this when this video is coming out, we are getting towards the end of the real estate continuing education cycle here in North Carolina. So I wanted to extend a little discount to anybody who is still in need of some CE hours for this calendar year. So if you use this code here that's going to pop up on the next screen, it's going to give you a $10 savings on your next CE class that you take with Level Up Learning. So those of you who have taken CE with us, thank you so much for your trusting us with your continuing education. And those who haven't, give us a try. Let me know what you think about that. But again, so anybody who signs up for CE after viewing this, I will leave this coupon code available even after this cycle ends. It'll still be available if you're watching this maybe later down the road. But at checkout, you can get a link to all of our available courses are in the description as well. See if any of them fit your schedule. And now we're writing new courses each year. But if you use the code APP10, at checkout, you'll be able to save $10 on your next CE course with us. So that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think. Bye-bye.